What's up, YouTube? Arkabu here. Let's talk about table formatting. Table is a very common tool used to communicate with others and also to problem solve. Now, with problem solving, you gather all the data, you compile it in a very neat format, and you know what is what in the zoo. And then from there, you can get to your solution. The other way is you summarize all the points, all the data to very, very high level summary so that you can communicate to others in a very effective manner. We can't be sitting in a presentation all day and all night. We only sometimes got the 5 minute, so we got to be fast, accurate, and right so that everyone can make the right decision at that crucial moment. Now, there's one person that shared their thought about formatting is no matter how good your data is, if it doesn't look pleasing to the eyes, it won't get the right attention. And when it doesn't get the right attention, you're not bringing value to the table. So, let's bring value to the table by formatting tables before we go on to the presentation or sharing with others very casually. So, right here, we got an example. It's just talking about some products, some units, some rate, and some total costs, and some notes. You can see there is no formatting, it's just the raw data. The data is right, but now if you look at it, there's a lot of distraction for the eyes, and you don't even know where is the focus. So let's take this example, put some formatting to it, and then we'll see the results, the before and after. So this is a copy of what it is, and we are gonna jazz it up. Okay, first thing first, let's center it a little bit. Now, first thing first is always the headers. We gotta make it pop out and also consistent. Otherwise, somewhere on the left side, somewhere on the right side, it distracts the eyes. So what I like to do is bold it, and then we are gonna use a color. Let's use a gray. Gray's good. And some people like center, so let's go center. That's fine. So that's how we do the header. Now, just looking at this, now we know what is the column, what is the label very clearly. Next thing we need to work on is itemization. Since it's items, center is fine. Or we can go left, but center. For description, align to the left. Some people like the indent just to show some difference with the header. So we'll indent it 2 times. Now we're talking about units and its whole numbers. Now you see this number here, it's very, very high, but is it 400,000, 4 million? Where's the comma? So once you highlight this data, comma here, reduce the zeros, now it is very easy on the eyes. You know that's 400,000 and not 4 million. You don't have to guess. So don't let your audience guess what the value is, right? They should be focused on what is the end product, not what is the data. Next one, we're talking about cost. So if it's cost, it's dollar sign. Best keep the dollar signs. We could round it up to the whole numbers, but since there's some cents here, we'll leave it as is. This one is the total cost of units times the rate. So again, talking about money. And for here, we could keep it to the 2 decimals, but you can see a lot of stuff going on the screen. We can't really focus the audience. So for these ones, we'll reduce it to the whole number. For notes, obviously a little bit typing more than the line here. We could drag it out like this, but now you got a very far and a very short one here. There's inconsistency between the two. So we'll pull it back here and use the wrap text function right here. There we go. Now since you wrapped it, there is a little bit alignment issue here. We will bring everything to the middle. Now look at this. After a few formatting, techniques, the data looks so much better than the original. This was the original, and this is what it has been transformed so far. So we are on to a good start. Next thing here, since we're talking about a lot of parts, the question they're going to ask you is, what's the final number? What's the total number? Now you can give them a calculator and they could count them out themselves, or they could highlight, but nobody has that time. So how do you communicate effectively? You make a total column, right? So let's just make a total column. And here we can sum these up. So now we have the grand total. And then rates we don't need, but we do need a grand total for the total dollars. We will format it because it's dollars. So there you go. Now the answer is in front of you. You don't need to do anything with the hands, distract the audience. They can now focus on to the next step. But this is not enough. We need to help them understand this is the total. So what do? We can highlight. You can do a yellow, green, whatever of your choosing. For myself, I like the orange because of the contrast. So there you go. Looking at the table right now, you can see what is the header, what is the data, and what's the final product. Very easy in these distinct manner. And it's just in the screen in front of you. But again, this can also be elevated to the next step. We will put some borders to help it out. And then we will also bold this out as well to make it pop. And if we want the division between the data and the header, we could use the thick borders as well. So there's the thicker borders, and we can go, even the header all thick too. That's fine. And then this one thick. So now you really see that distinction of where the data splits. And there you have it. Here is the formatted table that you can use to communicate your ideas to others in a most effective to get best value. Because remember, time is limited. Now, if we were to put this side by side with the original, so this is the original here, and we will put it down here. Obviously, I need to zoom out a little bit, close it up. Let's reduce one of these to, let's go here. And then these have to be wrap text. Good. Split it out a little bit. There we go. And zoom out. Zoom out one more maybe. No, this is good. So you can see, if you were to present the first table like this one here and the highlighted, it is very hard to follow for anyone. I mean, maybe you as the developer of this table, you understand the ins and out, but the others don't have that history for them. And they have to go figure it out. So now why would we waste their time figuring out what is going on? Because ultimately we want to tell them, this is what it is. This is where we're going. Are you okay with it? It has to be that streamlined sequencing. Now let's direct to our new table formatted. It looks like this. Very easy. You can point to the words, point to the lines, and they understand what is going on. Who is who, what is what, and what is the next step. So next time when you have a table, spend that extra 5 to 10 minutes formatting it, because it will bring better value in your presentation and communication to others. Now, the first time it might take half an hour because you just don't know where the options are, where the ribbons. That's okay. Practice makes perfect. Practice also makes it speed up. So spend that time, because this time is very useful for yourself, because number one is checking your work. Number two, it's just eye pleasing to the eyes for the audience, for you as a presenter, and for them as the audience to absorb the data you are trying to present. So that's it for table formatting. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Same place, same time.